Hi, this is our Marble Sorter by Gianluca Vicari, Carson Greiman, and Brandon Mitri.
So our problem was that the NRPA asked our team to develop a solution to a growing problem in their parks. The association has placed dumpsters for recycling material throughout their parks. They have a sorting facility, however, they need a device that will sort the recycling material.
We had 4 constraints. First was to make sure that the separation process must be fully automatic. Second, it must successfully separate combined recyclable materials into individual holding bins. Third, it must have recyclable materials including 3 different 1/2-inch material spheres totaling 15. Examples could include steel, aluminum, wood, opaque plastic, and clear plastic. Finally, it must be efficient, meaning it has a 2-minute max for completion of sorting process.
For our research, we did most of it the first couple of days. We were able to find a couple of prezzies online and videos showing how the marble sorter work. Most of our ideas were our own, but we did get some from other groups. Most of the research was essential because they guided us into the right direction and gave us some good ideas.
Our ideas mostly centered around having something to separate the marbles, then having a line follower with something to read it, stop it, and then separate it into each according box. Everyone in our group had great ideas, but John Lucas ended up winning given that it had the best software, the highest speed to build, a very good amount of complexity, and great hardware.
At first, we decided to go with a 2 base plate design, which would include a motor on top with 2 shafts in between to stop the marbles and make them go one by one. Then we decided to have a gap between the line follower, in which the line follower would read the marble and sort it out. After that, we created a piece that would guide the marble into a cup. At the very end, we also had a servo motor attached to a gear with a long steel part below to the cups to guide the cups so that they would move horizontally depending on which marble was chosen.
Their works are really clear, so beat it, just beat it. You better run, you better do what you can. Don't wanna see no blood, don't be a macho man. You wanna be tough, better do what you can, so beat it. But you wanna be bad, just beat it, beat it. No one wants to beat it. Sure, I'm funky, strong as your fighter. It doesn't matter who's wrong or right, just beat it, just beat it, just beat it, just beat it. They're out to get you, better leave while you can. Don't wanna be a boy, you wanna be a man. You wanna stay alive, better do what you can. So beat it, just beat it. You have to show them that you're really not scared. You're playing with
For our final design, it included everything we had at the very end, except at the beginning we changed it to where we had a small gear attached to a motor that would try to spin it and make it go one by one, which then would lead into a paper tube that would have the line follower stuck to an arm made of steel.
Alright, so this is one of our last design iterations. Basically, while we were working, we figured out there's mainly like 3 things you really need to focus on to get that. The first one is making sure you have your marbles come one at a time. 2 would to be able to get an effective reading, and 3rd would be have something that would be able to split them up into their 3 different cups. And the problem we were able to tackle the easiest, I felt, was the one where we were able to separate it. We felt that this is the one part of our design that worked really, really well, and if we were going to build one that would work, this would be one part we could keep. The part I felt was the hardest was trying to get one marble at a time. We've tried many different designs of just simple bearings that we'll have in our other pictures that would flip up to let one through. And then for getting effective reading, at the beginning we had a light sensor and a flashlight, and we just found that that wasn't effective enough. And then we tried a line follower where we passed through the line follower, and even though we were having our marbles roll over our line follower, it wasn't able to get the reading fast enough. So we decided to go with this arm that stopped and would come up, and it worked pretty well, except for the coding got a little hard with our wait times, and it wouldn't be in sync with everything else. That was the hard part. Overall, if we're looking to make more improvements, like I said earlier, I'd want to keep this part and focus on this one. I'd have mainly a rail where we'd be able to get all of them stopped, and then have something just knock one down at a time that came through that gave it a good timing between, so we had a lot of wait time before we had to read the next marble. And then I would do something similar to this, because I felt like it had potential in the design, and that's what I'd want to work on if we had more time.
In conclusion, the design was able to meet the requirements, but it unfortunately was not able to work because after we added the arm, the code was very hard to make and we still could not get the marbles to go down one by one. Our design would have worked very well, but we learned that no matter how good your robot may be, having the code may be the perfect and most important part.